So some of you might remember Anita Sarkeesian. She's a grifter that came about during the Gamergate years, where she would read about games she didn't play and how they're full of tropes that are or anti-feminist or something dumb like that, and beg for money for projects that either never came to fruition or, like her most famous one, was so low effort it was laughable. Most of you would remember her for her catchphrase, unrealistic depictions of women in video games, from which the entire grift is based upon, that women in video games are too hot and that's sexist somehow. I mean, video games are just a device to give you a break from the daily grind, so it makes sense that all the characters are exaggerated. I'd much prefer to have my relaxation time spent with smoke shows in video games rather than having something that looks like this screeching at me, but whatever, I guess. By the way, I want to get to 4,000 subscribers. YouTube has basically demonetized my entire channel for some reason, so this is the only thing I have left to aim for. So if you like this video, please consider subscribing. But in actuality, what most of you know her for is the Feminist Frequency radio podcast. Not that you listen to it, no one has ever done that, but the logo and the reality, which gained widespread mockery, as these people are constantly reading about unobtainable standards of beauty in video games when they can't even obtain the beauty standards set in their own logo, which made everyone laugh and showed Anita to be one of the largest hypocrites on the internet. But in recent years, Anita's grift has become not very profitable because you can only shriek about the same subject for so long before everyone starts shrugging and walking away bored. So she is now broke, which isn't funny at all. Stop laughing in the back, that's not cool. In fact, it's very misogynistic. So Anita has no money, no relevance aside from being that person people go, I remember that idiot, she's still around, huh? And she scrabbles around on Twitter looking for relevancy but never finding any. And the Amber Heard trial was the last Hail Mary Anita had. If she claims a righteous victory, then once again, women will be free to lie about everything and it be accepted behavior. And once again, Anita would rise from the ashes and be the queen of dishonesty. It will be glorious. She can stop living in poverty. Everyone would yas queen as she piled up the dough while lying through her teeth. It'd be like old times. Only that never happened, and Amber was found out to be quite the little liar and is now indebted to Johnny Depp for millions of dollars, with no way to pay him back, as no one will ever hire her again, as the public hates her. Well, this didn't sit well with Anita and she completely lost her mind on Twitter. This was her way back. This was a way to bring back the hashtag #MeToo movement. This was supposed to be the opportunity for women to lie with no consequences again, damn it. She screeches upon learning about the correct verdict being reached. This is so spectacularly effed up, I can't even fully grapple with the levels of misogyny on every single level of this process, starting with domestic violence and abuse and ending via legally vindicated gaslighting. Now what you see here is a furious grifter in the wild, desperately trying to fit in all the buzzwords that were previously so profitable in 240 characters or less. Or to give it its more snappy title, reeing. She goes on to shriek, the wide-scale celebration and joy of a survivor being gaslit is horrifying. If a rich white woman can't even be believed, what about all the other BIPOC, queer, disabled folks, working class folks, and all other marginalized survivors supposed to feel? Who the F is going to believe us? Well, to answer your question, Anita, no one would believe a word you said ever again. Not just for your past, but for this post, which got heavily ratioed, by the way, which adds to my general happiness. But I noticed during your lying spree, you forgot to add the brave survivor Amber Heard defecated on Johnny Depp's bed, cut off his finger, and was caught on tape admitting to have beaten him, and that no one would believe him because he was a man. I noticed you didn't mention any of that, did you? I also like that she tried to tag every other so-called marginalized group in this, as though Amber Heard getting her comeuppance has anything to do with anything like that at all. That's what you call a skilled grifter, going back to the tropes that worked so well before. Ironic she uses tropes in her grifting, isn't it? But they don't work anymore. Stay poor, Anita. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to like and share, subscribe to see more content like this. Thanks, boy.